Yes, Sanjay, it does look like a very difficult balancing act for the government. Thank you, Sanjay, for joining us. Moving on now. You have a nagging headache. Should you pop a pill or drop a pill? NDTV survey has revealed that the demand for painkillers has been on an alarming rise in urban areas in the country. For example, in Hyderabad, the demand has gone up by more than 2 times in the last 3 years. And pain relievers may, after all, cause more aches than relief. Radhika Iyer has this special report.
Painkillers are the hottest selling drugs in every chemist outlet. Each of the 17,000 odd medical stores in Hyderabad sell on an average 8 to 12 painkillers every hour. What's worrying is that according to the city's Chemist Association, the sale of painkillers has doubled in the last 3 years. This chemist, for example, says he would procure a stock of 4,000 tablets a month of a popular brand of painkiller in 2007, and now he stocks at least 9,000 tablets of the same pill to meet the demand.
हम लोग को भी चिंता होती है कि लोग क्या करते हैं, मतलब ड्रग जैसा अभी हैबिट फॉर्मिंग ड्रग्स है या पेन किलर ज्यादा लेके जाता है, क्यों लेके जाता है बाबू पूछते हैं, केमिस्ट पूछता है, लेकिन वी डोंट हैव सच कंट्रोल ओवर दिस.
The demand in the market tallies with increased production figures from the drug manufacturing majors. Most consumers are software professionals who seek relief for headache, shoulder pains and backache. Young to middle-aged women who repeatedly take pills to relieve menstrual cramps and backache. Class 4 employees who buy body pain relievers. Diclofenac pills in demand among elderly to relieve joint aches. All these painkillers, barring 1 or 2, are meant to be sold by a chemist only on seeing a doctor's prescription. But the names of some pills have become so familiar to a common man that no questions are asked. Either they buy over the counter, or by showing an expired prescription, or by simply showing an empty strip just consumed. Doctors say self-medication or habitual dependence on painkillers can cause more harm than relief in the long run.
When there has been a very long consumption of any drug of that class, and what that causes is some subtle injury every day which the patient doesn't have symptoms of, which doesn't reflect in any report or any test, but the injury goes on. And one fine day they find that analgesic nephropathy has occurred. That means that the kidney has got damaged because of chronic use of drugs.
Apart from painkillers, the sale of habit-forming drugs like sleeping pills, antidepressants and narcotic cough syrups have been on a steady rise. And experts warn this could be only the tip of an iceberg. In Hyderabad, Radhika Iyer, NDTV.
Joining us from Hyderabad now is Radhika Iyer. Radhika, popping a pill has really become a habit with many, but these statistics are really worrying.
Yes, it is a matter of serious concern, Uma, not just in Hyderabad where we've conducted this case study, but also in India and a global phenomenon indeed. For example, Tylenol is this very, very popular brand in the United States where researchers say that it is available in just 500 mg and people are so addicted to that pill for be it fever, for headache, for backache, etc. In fact, most people who we spoke to on and off record said that it is the 6-letter word in English which all of us are very familiar with now called as stress. They say that even if they get stuck in traffic jams, they have stock of these pills not just in their car, they have stock in their offices, at bed stands. So the intake and the increase is so high. In fact, they blame it even on the availability. Researchers do say that there is a proposal in India to make most of these popular brands of painkillers available in departmental stores, and if that happens, then the increase in intake can obviously increase. It's exam time now. I have with me a student, Sarah. Thank you very much for talking to us. It's exam time, and are you in the habit of taking painkillers, being stuck to books all times? Headache is a common complaint. How often do you take painkillers?
It's not just me, it's the entire student community that is so dependent on painkillers. And but I think looking at so many of my friends suffer because we were all ibuprofen addicts, and one of them suffered from terrible skin rashes, and some of them had these gastric problems, and I had a lot of nausea. So now we've shifted to the sober ones, but once you're used to a certain dose, you always want some better ones. I also
have you stopped or have you chosen alternatives?
I've chosen alternatives because I can't do without them because of the stress and the deadlines that we have and the assignment submissions that we have. Painkillers are an important ingredient for our study schedule.
Right, thank you. So that's a very, very important admission that needs to be taken note of, Uma. The admission that the habit of taking painkillers has become pretty dangerous for this gang of students, but then they simply can't do without painkillers.